Yemia again. After the last episode, I felt like we really need to go ahead and do a special edition to that, because there was no way that we could just end the type of conversation that we was having. I mean, the questions were phenomenal. The answers were, amazing. And I just feel like there's probably somebody who's waiting for their question to be answered, because they're really going through, and this is something that's big to them. So with that being said, we're gonna, if y'all don't mind, we're gonna get some more questions going, see if we can help somebody. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and start that. Yeah, I know my boss is always tripping, so. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Do you believe a traumatic experience such as rape or lack of parent protection is one of the leading causes for individuals becoming gay?
I think everything we experience determines or can affect the decisions we make in life. Everything. Down to not having a parent, down to what school you go to. That might not be a good example, but a lot of the things that we experience, they affect every decision that we make. Even if it's as simple as, say, here's an example. When I played college basketball, I had a new coach when I was at Barton College, and he grabbed my head at one particular time during the huddle, and I had an adverse response. I was like, don't hit me, don't touch me. I tried to hit him. Mind you, I've never been in a fight. So I had to analyze, like, what happened just now? Coming to find out, after some deep thought, when I was about 3, 4, and 5 years old, my dad used to do a lot of grabbing on my face and on my head and smacking in my face. So that was the automatic response, reaction I had to that. So everything we do in life happens because of something. So you can't just necessarily say that rape leads to sexuality, homosexuality, any of that. Just anything that we've experienced affects us.
Okay. I feel like it varies among every person, but more than anything, it's more of an excuse. I feel like us as humans, we try to analyze everything and make a cause to why this is happening. And I feel like in the black community, because in any type of community, actually, rape, molestation, that type of thing happens, and more so because it is along the lines of that sexual act or something like that happening. People try to use it as an excuse as to, oh, well, this is why you act like that, or you know what I'm saying. That necessarily doesn't have to be what it is. I feel like it's more so a crutch or a reason that's why we can label you this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will say that I hear both. Just for some people that I know personally, I think that sometimes some of those, like you said, there's a reason for everything. I think because I'm not gay, I cannot say that yes, that's what leads a lot of people to being gay. But I will say that I know some people where they had what they've seen. So I know a young girl who has seen her mother be beaten by guys, has seen her mom pass out, has seen her mom go through so many different bad situations with guys to where it completely scared her. And so the little girl that I once knew that wanted nails, all of a sudden out of nowhere turned into, this little girl who is just like, I don't want nothing to do with no guy. If that's what I have to go through, it's no way in the world. You couldn't even pay me to like a guy. And so now, beautiful. She's a beautiful person. But you're not going to get her to be with a guy anymore. And it's because of those traumatic experiences that she's had to witness that's led her down the road that she's had. And I know I know a couple of stories actually, for where that has happened. The same way I know, some people where it's just like nothing happened. They just knew like, I had a girlfriend and it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I wasn't turned on by it, and I tried and it just wasn't. I met a guy who, when it comes to gay guys, with girls who are friends with gay guys, it's nothing to go to a party, twerk on them, and this, that, and third. I met a guy, and we were joking like that, and I went and was like, hey, and he was like, oh my God, no, do not do that. Oh my God, I'm so disgusted.
An opposite effect. I've had the
Really?
opposite experience. There was a guy, this is a funny story, I won't go too much in detail. There was a gay guy, and we went out, and he danced on me.
Oh.
And then he looked back at me like, girl, and I was like, boy. Because it was about the experience, but I want to say that even in straight relationships, we choose who we choose because of what we experience. Mm-hmm. So if you're a straight woman and you had a good dad, you're going to look for some of those same characteristics in a guy figure. Whereas if you had a guy that your parent was not good, you might look for the exact opposite. So it boils down to your experience.
Yeah,
it does. I would say from telling my story to my therapist about my molestation and stuff like that is more of sexual predators who prey on vulnerability. You being vulnerable. And it was a thing of where, like I said before, I was very flamboyant. And I felt like the person that did it to me preyed on the fact that I was flamboyant and very soft,
That's wild.
So I would say that I met somebody also who's a heterosexual male who was molested, but he has a whole wife. Okay. So I don't think that it, like I said, it depends on your gender identity or sexuality or nothing like that. But I will also say that it's traumatic. Okay. It will sit in your mind, and it will, you have dreams about it. So, yeah.
And that's, and that's very unfortunate because as a child, your parents' one job is to protect you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've worked in high schools where I had a girl who had a 1% in every class, and I'm like, no, come here, let's talk. Come to find out stuff going on at home, and it's like, mom don't care, so for that child, when they do grow and try to figure out what it is that they like, or the qualities, not even what they like, but the qualities that they look for in people, it's almost like you confuse them. They don't know what to look for anymore, because the one thing you're supposed to feel safe when you go home. Point blank, period. So to have to go home every day to something where you're not safe, I don't know what that feels like, but my heart goes for those types of people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially as kids trying to figure things out. But I don't know. That was tough. And like you said, I think it just basically depends on the individual. What y'all was saying? Okay. All right. Cool. Let's see. As a straight male or female, what are your limits to hanging with someone in the LBGTQ community? What are your limits?
My limits. Look, like I have a lot of gay friends, of course. Some gay friends, and I'm cool with them, of course. But if the moment you try to get on me on some stuff like that, then that's when I gotta cut it off, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna make it clear that I'm not like that, and I'm gonna we gotta draw that line. And if you ever try to cross that line, then at that point, then we're gonna have a problem, because
You made it clear.
Yeah, I made it clear at that point. And if you try to cross that boundary, then I just can't rock with you anymore.
Yeah.
But what's the boundary though?
As far just come.
I guess coming
coming
forward,
in
like
sexually,
yeah.
So like them trying to be specific. I want to know what that.
As far as try to grab on me in an inappropriate way, trying to talk to me in an inappropriate way, after I clearly told you like I don't rock like that, but I could be your friend, and then that's a situation where you try to be too friendly, and people take your friendliness as advantage, and and then they take it overboard, and then. Yeah, it goes overboard, and that's it.
I know for me personally, like I said, I have a lot of friends, boys and girls, who are gay. Now, I never really have an issue with the girls or whatever, but there's been some situations with the guys. It's necessarily not even my friends, it's my friends' friends. There's been situations, one thing about me, and it's nothing personal, this is me. When I hang out with gay guys, do what you do. I don't care, because they're a good time. Okay? I done been to Colors in Richmond like twice, and it was just like, this is me. Oh snap! Okay, like whatever. I done had some fun or whatever. I'm hanging out with my gay friends, but as a guy, then I'm not really your average female either. Very tomboyish, you know. So there's but so much girly that you're really gonna get out of me. So when I hang with someone, and they're coming off way more girly than I am, it's like, bro, chill. You know, you good. You know what I mean? You're already, it's apparent. It's apparent. You know what I mean? So being that it's apparent, don't go overboard as far as like how you act, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Now, I'm gonna say this, it's different with the trans. If you're trans and you identify yourself from male to female, you're a female. You know what I mean? But if you are a gay male who dresses, you know, regular or whatever, as a guy or whatever the case may be, it's
different ones of them too.
Yeah, you know,
I'm gonna be here to tell you, it's different ones.
It's something
you're gonna
just
get your
so
masculine ones and you're gonna get your super flamboyant
yes,
ones.
it's the super, and they gotta be, and it's like, and they're
They gotta
messy.
be no, yeah, they
Yes,
gotta,
and they're messy with it.
Yeah.
And that's what, when I mean over the top and extra, I'm talking about ones where you're messy. You have to start so much drama everywhere you go. Like, not girls don't even really do that.
And you know
You're
how
over the top.
in the straight
Over the
community
top.
they call gay boys faggots. In the LGBT community, the real flamboyant, full of drama, always, you know, very this and that. They are, we call them faggots.
Really?
We're like, you are a complete faggot, like you need to get it together.
Yeah, like it's just, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's an
So
insult,
it's a
but it's
faggot.
an insult in the community too, but it's
Really?
more towards the ones that are messy and full of drama.
Really?
I didn't know
Because
that.
it's just like you already who you are. I accept you for that.
Facts.
But when you are completely just OD, it's
But
like,
it's weird because there's some flamboyant ones that are not messy. They are just, it's just them, they are flamboyant.
yeah.
So you're saying the ones that are.
And my friends are that type. Like
Yeah.
they have some little, you know, flamboyant ways to them, but at the same time they know I'm chill.
Yeah,
I'm chill.
I
But when we
met
go
a
out,
dude
oh,
that's
they
very
out
much-
there.
You think he's straight like him, like very masculine, but he's into guys. Like I've met, it's different people.
I find it difficult to be friends with other gay people. It's a little off. Most of my friends are gay guys. I mean, are straight guys.
Okay.
Most of my friends are straight girls. I hang around a lot of straight people. It's just that I find it when I'm around other gay females and they're like masculine and stuff like that, it seems like it's more of a competition. And I don't live my life like that. I don't care what you got going on with you. You know what I'm saying? If you got something nice, I compliment on you. You know what I'm saying? But you can just sense when hate is in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Negative.
strong believer in energy. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time when I'm around a lot of other females who are masculine, they feel like they're in competition with me. I'm like, bro, I don't care if that's your girl. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if that's you.
Right, and that's the next
your
thing.
mentality.
Not every gay guy wants every guy. Not every gay girl wants every girl. And that's one thing that kills me about people that are homophobic. Chill out. Because just because that person is gay does not mean you're their type. Just like with a straight person, as a female, I don't look at every guy is not my type. Let me tell you something. Okay, every guy is not my type, and I'm sure that that's the same way in the gay community. Every guy or every girl is not your type. So just because you're here and that's what I like, don't mean I'm checking for you, bro. Like your shoes not even cute. You know what I'm saying? Like. Your hair look like it's been a while. But
I think it's just the fact that straight people, I can be chill. Like I don't have to feel like somebody checking for me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If they like something, hey, they go let me know. Hey, that's fly. You know what I'm saying? And then it ain't no, are you just saying that because I'm just saying that? You was acting funny a couple days ago. You know what I'm saying? It's just genuine. You know what I'm saying?
That's real though. That's real.
Yeah.
this is good. Okay, all right. Let's do one more. Let's do one more, real quick. Oh, all right. When people find out your sexual orientation, were you ever negatively approached? If so, what was your worst experience and how did you handle it?
That's a good question.
Oh my God.
Put her in the game, coach.
So, mine, it depends on the person. Whoever, depends on how they are with it. Some people don't like it. Like, I had to, on many occasions, go to HR on my job because it's guys who probably came on to me that don't know me. You have, like, a messy female or a straight male that's talkative like a female that might say something, call herself, let them know.
Yeah.
And it's like you speak to them and it's just like you get a disgusting feeling or whatever, and it's just like, oh dang, like really, why disgusting feeling? And then it's the gossiping going on, so it's like the negative part of that. But then you get some people who be like, oh, such and such told me this and I don't really care or whatever. So
Okay. You don't entertain those conversations, do you?
what?
If somebody says such and such said that, you say, oh, okay. You do you entertain
I
it or
used to
you?
entertain it.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
okay.
honest, I used to
Okay.
because I was a very much drama queen. So I used to, but now the older I am and the more I am into my transition, I don't entertain it.
That's wisdom, though. After a while, you grow to, be comfortable with yourself to where you're probably like, I don't even gotta explain myself to you because for one, I'm not even checking for you. Let's keep it
Yeah.
up.
The only way I will fuss them out is if it get to the point that you are like
Yeah.
all like this and
Yeah.
you saying little sideways disrespectful stuff. And it's like,
Disrespectful.
hold on, park yourself. Let me correct you real quick.
Oh,
Do you think that's bad to correct or?
If they get too disrespectful,
Okay.
I could ignore. I could say like, okay, chill or whatever. But then you want to keep going, then we're gonna get verbal, female or male. I don't care.
Yeah, because at that point they attacking your character.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
go for that.
yeah. Okay. Well, y'all, those are actually our questions.
Wait, I want
We
to
gotta-
ask
Okay, go ahead. Oh, put her in the game.
wait, the question was,
When people found out about your sexual orientation, were you ever negatively approached? And if so, like, what was your worst experience and how did you handle it?
once I stopped caring was when I got to college. And when I got to college, it was more so people finding out that I was a female. You know what I'm saying? It was
Okay.
more so people found out, oh yeah, that's a girl right there, you know what I'm saying? So with all the attention, you know what I'm saying, it was like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? Kind of blew my head up.
Which is crazy because I think you look like a girl.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, but no, you would be surprised. Now, some people, I feel like, especially with the older crowd, they just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just let that
Some
slide.
do
Like,
try
all
to
right,
be funny,
man.
but then you can
Yeah.
also see where they would think, you probably like a pretty boy or something like that.
Yeah,
Also,
but like-
because the
but-
hair, like some guys have dreads and they're pretty boys.
Yeah, but my worst experience, it wasn't really just, it was me more so keeping my sanity when all of the attention came to me when I got to college. Like once I really came open and I didn't care and everybody was just like, ooh, Kelly, you know what I'm saying? Understanding that you got to keep your sanity and maintain just like you would in any other relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's the same, you know what I'm saying? Just like you got hoes, we got hoes too. It was just more so keeping up. That was the traumatic experience, just trying to balance and then trying to be a player and then trying to finesse and then seeing what everybody's interpretation of when you have all these people trying to approach you and how you're supposed to treat them is not necessarily what you're necessarily supposed to do. So it's more so a maturity thing and understanding. Mine was understanding that, yeah, you got all this juice, but that don't mean that you gotta give yourself the air. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was more so traumatic for me because I lost my mind a little bit in college. You know what I'm saying? Fresh jumping in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I mean, those are all our questions. Everybody's answered, right?
I haven't answered yet.
Oh, see, sorry, again.
Negative experience. I usually don't have any. Let me think this a little bit through. People don't usually. I mean, I think I get stares maybe sometimes, but people don't really say too much. If anything, it's like guys and that. You got me? Straight women, guys, like, come on, leave me alone, or whatever. You know, if anything, it's one of those. Or like, I remember when I was in high school, I was with a girl, and somebody came over and was like, can I get your number? I was like, that's my girlfriend. It was like, can I get your number too? Like, what? Like, that's disrespectful. Especially now that I'm married, and it's just like, y'all gotta see that you can't just, even if it was with a guy, you can't just disrespect the relationship or however you perceive it, you know. And so I don't really know how to answer that question. I don't really get too much, but I know that it's definitely obvious when people find out. You can tell they change up. I don't care, but they change up how they may interact with me or whatever, and I'm cool with them. So.
Wow. It's crazy to hear the different experiences that comes with, being a part of the LGBT community, LGBTQ community.
I think it's IA too.
See,
It's
Intersex
I was
and
and
asexual and ally.
y'all have
that's right, because that was
year
on
annually.
that too. That was added to it
What?
about asexuality and the
Intersex. Intersex is, I
yeah.
think, another term for hermaphrodite.
Yeah, that's
And then
it.
asexual is just people that enjoy intimacy but no sexual interaction.
There you go.
Which I think more people are asexual than people think. It just means like you can have somebody that you enjoy cuddling, y'all do everything together, but you just don't feel like having sex, which I think people can relate to, but people just, I don't know. But that's just the other end, so.
Wow. And that's another thing, being educated on the different parts to the community. I think that's so important because at this point, it's no longer boy, girl, I like boy, I like girl. It's I like this and that and that and this, and I like to try. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
One more.
Oh.
Pansexual.
That's what the pansexual is.
What? I don't know what
the
I am.
Pansexual is I don't identify as anything. I just like what I like. That's what it is.
Yeah, you just like anything. So you
Yeah.
like
So you are more attracted to the
word.
the souls.
Oh,
So like if I'm pansexual, I could like you, I could like her, I could like him, I could like her, I could like anybody in here as long as they're of age. Now they trying to do that pedophile thing.
yeah, and that's
I'm not talking
baby.
about none of that.
The community not like that, from what I heard.
It's a
Yeah,
whole other ballgame. But
that was big news. When they tried to add that to it. I mean, that's first of all, that's a whole nother ball game. That's not the same. Yeah, that's not the same thing at all.
If that's the case, why is R. Kelly going through what he going through?
man, I ain't got time.
So she
Oh,
wanna
that's
talk
just
about
not
it.
right.
If that's the case, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you're going to say that it's right for certain people to do it, then let it be right for everybody.
Right. And I just don't agree with that. I don't care whose sexuality they try to add it to or whose community they try to add it to. That is not okay. That is not okay, because if you come for any of mine, okay. So we're gonna wrap this up on that note. But like I said, man, after that first episode, we just had to do a special edition. These questions again were great questions. We're gonna do something special actually at the end of this special edition. Okay, it's not gonna be your average Coastn With Yemia episode. So make sure that you stay tuned. Now, if you feel like you're going through anything at home, you need someone to talk to, you have more questions, you feel like you could go into a facility and talk to somebody, for more information, make sure that you watch the entirety of this video. There's going to be some information that is going to scroll up during the credits. Make sure you use those resources, okay? Make sure you use those resources, and there's also going to be some special clips that's also going to happen at the end of this. So I want to thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. And I would love to have you guys on the show again for different things. Every month I touch something different, So I'm very, very excited to be able to sit down and have this kind of roundtable discussion with you guys. It was great. It needs to be more of these types of discussions. If there were more of these types of discussions where people were being educated, people were being allowed to be themselves, just creating safe zones for people to kind of just let out on the table, who they are. At the end of the day, we are who we are, and we like what we like. Stay tuned. There's some good stuff coming up after this, all right? We out.
That was good.
It's on you.
Alright, my name is Kelly, Reese, and any advice that I would have to give to anybody would be to be you, one, and don't care what anybody has to say. People gonna talk about you regardless, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. They're gonna have their own idea of who they think you are. So let them think that. That doesn't necessarily mean that is true. It's just an opinion. It's not fact. So live your life with knowing that I don't live to satisfy no one but myself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Morgan E, and I wanted to give you a piece of advice. One thing I think that you should live life is without expectations. Anytime you give yourself a means of expectations, that whether they're high or low, just it leads to disappointment. It could be in a relationship, it can be your grades, academically, it could be any situation in life when you are setting them. Try to keep them to a minimum. It's not worth it, okay? Just live. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Tony. One piece of advice I would give people is to never, hold anything back. If you have anything to let go, feel free to let go to somebody, a loved one that you feel like you can trust. Always be resilient in regards to, letting out something. If you want to come out, feel free to talk to anybody about your problems, because you never know who's listening and who can help you out with your problems.
My name is Aijah, and I am a transgender female. And my message would be is to just be yourself, educate yourself on, how you feel, your thoughts, whatever it is that you're thinking about going through, or whatever. Just educate yourself, and just to be honest and open, and also be open-minded, because you don't want to judge nobody if you don't like being judged.
Hey guys, it's Yemia. If this episode of this topic period touched you in any way, please feel free to reach out to any of the co-hosts that I have. If you feel as though you're going through something that they talked about, whether that's coming out, whether that's dealing with your family because you have came out, or just dealing with society period, guys, it's okay. Everything is going to be okay. The life that you chose, unfortunately, just has some things that comes with it. But you have to believe that you can get through it, because you will get through it. Use the resources that are out here to help you. There's nothing wrong with being who you are. So don't let anyone make you feel like there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You just have to get to a point where you're comfortable with yourself. And that just comes with time. Okay, you are important, you are needed, you are worth the fight. Continue fighting for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. And that does not have anything to do with sexual orientation. Okay, so if you need help, use the resources that are available to you. You are who you are, and you like what you like, and that's okay.